Um, okay, awesome. So you guys, welcome to WellSteps Wednesday. It is Sadie and I presenting today, and most likely moving forward, you will see Trudy. She is our office specialist for healthy lifestyles. I'm sure you guys are familiar with her. But we just wanted to go over a couple of things for WellSteps Wednesday today, and for the most part, it's 100% answering any questions that you guys may have as far as accessing WellSteps, anything that's going on there, or in general, healthy lifestyles questions. So we are more than willing to help with anything that pops up. So for today's agenda, we have talking about the rewards tab, submitting medical reports and exams, what pending means, and a few other things on the WellSteps account. But as we're talking, please feel free to put in the chat or unmute yourself and share if you have any questions or concerns about what's going on. So let me share my screen. And actually, while I'm doing that, Sadie, will you give an overview of like Emotional Health Month and what they can expect to do moving forward to close out that month?
Yes. All right. So Emotional Health Month will end on Monday. And so what you can do is we are going to send in our weekly lineup a post survey so you can tell us what you thought of it, what was your favorite portions. If you attended live Mindful Mondays, we would love your feedback if you want us to make that a regular occurrence. And then we will start March into May registration on Monday and move right into the next activity.
Yay! So exciting. Emotional Health Month has been phenomenal. Sadie took the lead on that and she did a wonderful job. And if you guys have not already signed up to attend a QPR training, Sadie is offering QPR trainings, which is suicide prevention. And if you're interested in doing that and you see a need within your workplace or some within your community that you could serve somebody by getting QPR certified, please sign up for those. Those have been phenomenal. So hop on our website and take a look at that as well.
I'll put that in the chat box.
Sweet. Okay, so as you guys are familiar, this is the WellSteps landing page. Well, I guess this is the WellSteps dashboard. So this is first what pops up when you log in. And just as a refresher, your login information is very confusing because for everything within the county, it's usually first name, initial, last name for your username. But for WellSteps, it's your EIN number. So it's your county employee ID number that has been issued to you. And then if you are an adult designee, it's that your adult designee's number plus one to sign in for your username, and then whatever password you've created. But of course, there's a forgotten password button if you need to reset that. It's very, very easy. So first on the docket is the rewards button. And this is where each month you have activities that are entered in here and you work to complete throughout the month. So something that we have started incorporating because each month has a wellness focus throughout this year is you'll see the weekly challenges or anything that we've got going on specific to that month's program right under this tab. So February emotional wellness. Next month it'll be something different. So always make sure to take a look at that, and it's broken up week by week. So as you go throughout the month, make sure to pay attention to that. And if there's any links or anything or additional information that you need to know, it will be linked just as it is right here. And then of course we've got screenings and checkups. So this hits on our next point is uploading verification for these things. So again, your flu shot, right? Your annual flu shot, if you've gotten that, all you have to do, again, we linked it, and it links to a medical form. And what that medical form is right here. Can you still see my screen, Sadie?
Yeah,
Oh,
you can see the medical form.
okay, yep. So you guys, there's a couple of different options that you can upload verification for. You can always use this form take it with you to the doctor's office or send it over to them and they can fill it out. That's also one easy way. And of course, there's 4 of them on here. You don't need to fill out 4 for each medical exam. You just need 1. If you were to do it differently, what you can do is you can click on the circle button that gives you an opportunity to upload files. So then you click select files, and then it'll take you to anything on your computer that you've uploaded. So what that verification can be is it can be a picture of like confirmation, whatever. You can also go to your insurance. If you have Select Health, you can go to your portal and download what, I'm blanking what that name is, Sadie.
The explanation of benefits.
There we go. Yes. So it'll just show what you've used your insurance for. We don't, again, we can't emphasize this enough. We don't want any results or anything from your doctor, whatever happened. We just need to know that you went, and that's it. We don't want to know the results, any personal information, anything like that. We just need that, hey, I went to the doctor, verification. And that goes with all of all of these things that are asking for verification. And then let's see if there is anything that's added. So we have had the initial COVID vaccine on here for quite some time, but you'll see if there's anything new added that it will add to the bottom of the list. And right here, something that has been confusing is this one is for your initial COVID vaccine, right? That first and second dose, and then this one is for your booster. So if you received a booster, you'd check that one off. And again, 50 points and 25 points. Depending on when your points have reset, if you got your vaccine last year and you uploaded that, it won't show up on this year because you've already received that. But if you received your COVID booster vaccine recently, upload that. That one can be kind of confusing, so please always reach out to us if you have any questions.
We have a question. Could we upload our vaccine card? And the answer is yes, that's definitely a way that you can show some verification for that.
Definitely. And then this one was something new that we implemented this year is for each dimension of wellness. As you guys know, we love focusing on more than just the physical aspect of wellness, right? Because there's so much that goes into us as a whole person. So we have several different categories that help contribute to our overall wellness. So for instance, for physical wellness, there's a drop down and you can select an activity that you worked on that month and use that for points. So say I was physically active for 60 minutes each week. I can click on that and then verify that that's something that I worked on for that month. We always, because there's a drop down, we encourage you to try new things each month. So if you clicked on I was physically active at least 60 minutes each week for last month, challenge yourself and try a different one. Try the 64 ounces of water or eating slowly and avoided overeating. So challenge yourself, right? And of course, you can always select the same one, but it's the idea behind it. Again, same thing for each one of them. Did we have a question that came through, Sadie?
Yes, we have a question that says the initial vaccine option still shows up on mine even though I got first and second doses last year. I'm thinking, let's see. Lynn, is it showing that it's pending or does it show that it's just blank? And I can look up your
It's
account on
just
my
showing
end.
up as if I had never got it before. I could upload it again. Is how it's showing up.
I'm wondering if it's because you're a November participant, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'm wondering if it reset in November when your points reset.
it resets in December for mine. So
Mm-hmm.
mine goes through November and then it resets in December. But I'm like, oh, it shouldn't be option if it's a one-time thing to get your initial one.
Yeah. Yes, good point. We'll have to reach out to WellSteps and see
And
how we can
I already
get it
uploaded my
removed.
booster too, so it's not there anymore, but the other one still shows up.
Okay. I'm thinking, yeah, you put it in for last year, then your points reset in December, and now it's there again. So we need to
Yeah.
work with WellSteps to get it removed completely.
Oh, that's a great one. That's perfect.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, because that's usually how all of them work, is that once your points reset, all the activities reset, and then you can
Uh-huh.
select it again. So we can definitely work on that. Because that one's just a one-time thing.
Yeah, because everything else, yeah, your
Yeah.
mammograms, physicals, yeah, you're going to be doing again, but
Yeah.
hopefully we don't have to keep getting COVID vaccines, right?
Agreed. And a last couple of things to touch on with rewards. So on classes and workshops, like you guys are also very familiar with Healthy Lifestyles, we offer a ton of different workshops. And like we had talked about earlier is the QPR training. If you've attended any of those workshops, you are familiar with the fact that we have a sign-in link, and you'll fill out your information as a sign-in, and then this is something that will show up on your WellSteps, but it's something that we check off on our end because it's a verified activity. So if you sign in, please make sure you do on every workshop that you attend, because we want you to get points, and then that will show up right here that you attended a certain workshop. And sometimes, depending on how busy things are, it can take a moment to show up on your WellSteps account. So it just give us a little bit of a grace period there.
Yeah, it's typically about every 2 weeks that we send over all those workshop participations to WellSteps. But yeah, of course, things can get backed up. So I would say if it's more than a month, definitely reach out.
Yeah. And then bonus points. Make sure that you're always scrolling down all the way to the bottom on your rewards, because there are some really easy ways that you can get additional points for doing super quick and easy things. So we have the Health Hub that goes out every month at the beginning of each month, and the newsletter. And then recently, the last couple of months, I think it's been 6-7 months, we started up a podcast, and it has been a blast. And we talk about some really, really awesome things on there, and have some really cool guest speakers that are either within the county or outside the county, such as Huntsman Cancer Institute, St. Mark's dietitians, really, really cool people on there. So if you haven't listened, give it a listen. It also, again, like I said, everything is linked in here. So if you go here and you're like, I don't actually know where the Health Hub is at, click on it, because it'll take you right to the page where all the Health Hubs are, same as newsletter and podcast. And then if we have anything going on during that month, like right now we have the participant feedback survey. Like if we're needing certain feedback or collecting any information, we will add it here because it is worth points. And just a shout out, if you haven't completed the participant feedback survey, we would really love some information from you. It's just moving forward. We are looking to innovate and continually build our program. And so we want to hear from all of our participants within the program. And last thing, which is great because it shows it right here, is, for instance, like what we were talking about earlier, that if you submit a medical form, and you click on it, it will show pending, and it shows pending right here too, just exactly like what I'm talking about. That means that it's a verified activity, which means that if you participate in it, so I listened to the podcast, and I put in what I learned from the podcast and checked it off, it will say pending until we can go in and approve those activities. And again, usually 1 to 2 weeks for those pending activities. So just be patient, because it doesn't, on some of these, it does automatically count for points, right? The Health Hub, newsletter, all of these other ones. but sometimes it does have to be verified, and so you'll see this pending right underneath there. Did you have anything you wanted to add, Sadie?
Yeah, for the pending activities, like Brittany said, our team actually goes in and verifies each of these. We especially like it with the podcast because we like to hear from you of what you're learning or maybe some thoughts you had since we're not conversing with you like a workshop. And then for medical exams, when it's pending, our team is actually verifying that it is proof of that medical exam. So that's why it takes a while. I mean, we've had people upload the craziest things. They've uploaded utility bills or like random pictures, and a lot of it has just been mistakes that people have done on accident. And I think some of them people are trying to get away with getting those points. So we actually go through and verify each of those. That's why it takes a little bit.
Yeah. With the rewards tab, uploading any medical exams or pending, do you guys have any questions so far? No? Okay. Keep throwing them in the chat if you can think of anything.
All right. I will talk to you about history and prizes. So can you see my WellSteps page now?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if you click right here on history, Brittany was actually taking you through that rewards, and up at the top, history shows everything that you have completed since the beginning of your year. And what that means is it's when you join our program, right? So Lynn and I were just talking about that she's a November participant. You can see actually on mine, I'll show you how you can determine what month you are is when you click on this little guy right here. This says February 2022 right now. We actually have at the very top August 2022. So that is when my points reset. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, this isn't a good example. I started recording points on September 2021, and so that's when my points restart. So that's the best way to look at that. If I click on here, August was last year, and that's why it says there's currently no activities for this month. But for September, you start to see the activities. That's how you can determine what month you are. But anywho, I'm going to show you the history is everything I've clicked on and participated in since the beginning of my cycle. So it breaks down into campaigns, mini campaigns, it categorizes them into screenings and checkups. But I think the one to pay attention to the most is the workshops. And what could be a little bit confusing is you may attend a workshop in November, but then it's listed under your December points because we had talked about that it's 2 weeks later that we send all that report to WellSteps, they get it uploaded into your account. So you may see workshops in a different month than you actually attended. But if you go to this history, it'll just break it down that anything labeled as a workshop, it'll show the ones that you've attended. Same thing for bonus points here. So this is a good way that if you're like, oh, did I ever get points for that stress management workshop? Click on history, go down to workshops, and it'll be listed right there. Something else I want to point out is determining what rebate you would be receiving. So currently it shows that my points are at 568, which is a bronze level, but you may not know what cash is under bronze. So if you click here on prizes, it breaks it down. So something that's unfortunate is because with Healthy Lifestyles, we actually have 4 categories for points. So if you get 1 point up to 449, you get $50, but WellSteps only allows us to show the top 3 levels. So this one shows that the points required for a $175 rebate is 450 points, and then so on. 700 points for silver is 200. If you get 900 points or more, you're going to get that $250 rebate. Questions? Nothing? All right.
We did have a question when you guys initially signed up that somebody was asking about returning back to biometric screenings. And currently due to the pandemic and all of the ever-changing rules and regulations, we do not have the green light to go ahead and offer those biometric screenings yet, but we assure you that as soon as we do, we will put out the information every which way that we possibly can to let you guys know. I don't have anything else on my list. You, Sadie?
I do not. This is up to you now. Any questions that you have about WellSteps or your accounts, feel free to shout them out.
All right.
I do want to remind folks when you're logging in to use this login in the right-hand corner to bring up this panel. A lot of people come here because it looks enticing, right, to put your information there. But that's to register with an account. You already have one, so be sure to click on Login and then put your username and the password you created.
Diana asked, is there a way to see where all our points came from? Yeah, so Diana, let me know if this is what you're asking, but when you log into WellSteps, what Sadie was showing is your history. Underneath the rewards tab at the top, you'll click on rewards, and then there's those 4 buttons below, and it says history. It's that clock. If you click on that, it will show where all of your points are coming from. So you'll see the point totals on the right-hand side and the completion date on the left-hand side. And that's where it will show all of your points. Workshops, programs, bonus points, your monthly activities that you're participating in, checking off, everything will be there from the point from where your points restarted. So Sadie started recording in September, so it'll show for her, it'll show September up until today, or when those points were last recorded. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think it does. I'm just trying to figure out what month I am because
I can look that up for you.
Oh, perfect. That would be fabulous. Thank you.
Here, I can look that up real fast. You are a December participant.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was thinking. So I'm like, I'm not seeing anything on my history. So I was,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
and if you can go back 1 month to type in your points. So if you want to go back to January, you just click right here on that rewards tab. Yeah, and just go back to January.
I have stuff in there. I was just curious about because I didn't see anything past that. I'm like, I know I did stuff in 2021, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a little confusing.
yes. So each year when your account starts over, so if you're a December person, your points reset in January, it does delete the points from the prior year.
Okay, so we have to build back up to those levels, like the bronze level and everything else. Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. I thought that was how it was, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Great question.
One thing too, I think people easily start to get nervous about is, say, my points. I'm a November participant, and so my points reset. And then say I've forgotten to record points up until today. I think people get nervous, like, oh my gosh, all this time has passed. But honestly, the way that we've set up Healthy Lifestyles is it is very easy to accumulate points when you're able to participate. You don't have to participate for every single activity, every program. Of course, if you're able to and you want to, you're more than welcome to, but we set it up as a buffet. There are 1 million things that you can participate in, but in no way, shape, or form do we expect you to participate in everything. We understand that you guys have tons of different schedules going on, and your availability windows can change from day to day. So please feel free to participate when you can and don't feel stressed out when you can't, because it's very easy to accumulate points. Just make sure you're checking in on WellSteps each month.
And if you have some extra time, it's Friday in the afternoon, you're like, oh, I have a half hour to do something healthy lifestyles to earn points. If you come to our website listed here, I can put it in the chat box too. If you come here, you can go to workshops, and we record our workshops. And so all of these are recorded, and there's a quiz attached to it. So if you watch those, complete the quiz is a way to get some extra points. You could also do the same thing with our podcast series. There's episodes with quizzes attached. So just listening to those and filling out points. So those are things you can do on demand to get some points towards your rebate. When, if you can't attend, like we're doing a scheduled hike or something, you're like, oh, I can't go to that this week, but you can definitely do these things on your own.
And those are great options to do while you're like eating lunch, or like, for instance, a podcast if you're driving. All of these things can be done with the hands-free, right? Put it in, plug it into your phone, put it in headphones, super easy to access to get points. So just know that if you're like, man, I've already logged into WellSteps and I'm not entirely sure what else I can do, get on our website, because under workshops and our podcast, all of those are recorded and available, like Sadie was saying, to get points later than when they actually happen. So that's a great way to get those points. And then as far as programs go, this one's a great way to see what programs we have going on as well. Like Sadie mentioned, we're doing March into May coming up really soon. The QPR suicide prevention trainings. These are things that we keep up to date, and we link everything, right? So we send out weekly lineups with all of this information, which can get overwhelming. We are definitely aware. So if you're like, I'm going to take a different approach, go to our website and you can control the information that you see there as well. And of course, if you ever have any questions or need any help navigating anything, you're more than welcome to email the myhealthylifestyles@slco.org. And Sadie, Trudy, and I take a look at that email very frequently, so we will get back to you on that. Cool. Fantastic. Any other questions, you guys?
I have one. How do we change an email address?
Ooh, I can show you how to do that on your WellSteps account.
Oh, perfect.
But also, we would love if you ever change your email on your WellSteps to let us know if you send an email to My Healthy Lifestyles. That way we can change the email for the weekly lineups or any flyers that we send out too, because we send things through multiple platforms, so we want to make sure that we have the correct email for all of them.
Yeah.
But you would come to your WellSteps account, and in these 3 lines in the right-hand corner, you would click Account.
Okay.
Click Account. Okay, there we go. And then just under Email, you would just change it to whatever you want it to be.
Oh, perfect.
So super easy on there, but yeah, just make sure that you let us know that if you do, so that we can have the proper information for you. Also, you can put in your phone number on WellSteps if you prefer, and they send text message reminders for upcoming campaigns, or if we're doing registration for March into May, if you like to get communication that way, but you don't have to do that if you don't want.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Good question.
Absolutely.
Any others? Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. Again, please keep an eye out. We'll do WellSteps Wednesdays once a month, and you can sign up for those on our workshops tab and also under the WellSteps tab and on our weekly lineups. We'll send that out as well. So multiple different places. Keep an eye out for it. Again, we are more than happy to help at any given point of time. Just give shoot us an email at myhealthylifestyles@slco.org. We love to hear from you guys. If you have any good, positive, or constructive feedback, please let us know. Other than that, we hope you guys have the best day ever and drive so safe with all the snow.
Bye-bye. Thank you.